Hi guys, so it's another video lesson para mas maintindihan niyo ang mga topics sa mathematics. Our topic for today is factoring polynomials completely. So after going through this module, you are expected to factor completely different types of polynomials. What is factoring polynomials? Each quadratic equation is of the form x squared plus bx plus c, where the coefficient of the squared term is 1. If the coefficient or the constant is not a perfect square, the trinomial cannot be factored into a square of a binomial. It may, however, be possible to factor it into the product of two different binomials. Paano po yan? So, the FOIL method is useful when factoring polynomials, such as x squared plus 3x plus 2. Kung titignan po natin, 2 is not a perfect square. So, hindi ito perfect square trinomial, so we should use the FOIL method. So, x plus 1 times x plus the quantity x plus 2 gives us x squared plus 2x plus 2, where x squared is the first term, 2x is the outer term, x is the inner term, and 2 is the last term. If we are going to simplify it, that gives us x squared plus 3x plus 2. Kapag pinag-times po natin yung x plus 1 and x plus 2, ganyan po yung magiging sagot natin, x squared plus 3x plus 2. So, another way to factor x squared plus 3x plus 2 is to think of a FOIL in reverse order. The first term x squared is the result of x times x. So, x squared, ang factor ng x squared is x times x. Ganun lang kasimple yun. And then, thus the first term of each binomial is x. So, dahil nga po yung x squared plus 3x plus 2, ang first term natin is x squared. Ang factors lang naman ng x squared is x times x. So, that gives us our first term of each binomial. The coefficient of the middle term and the last term of the trinomials are two numbers whose product is 2 and whose sum is 3. Those numbers are 1 and 2. So if we are going to look at our last term, number 2, so x squared plus 3x plus 2, the last term is 2. The factors of 2 are 1 and 2. Kapag pinag-times natin ang 1 and 2, gives us 2. And if we are going to add, pag-plus natin yung factors na 1 and 2, ang sagot naman niya ay 3. So, ating last term would be 1 and 2. So, the factors are x plus 1 and x plus 2. What is factoring cubes? Let x and y be real numbers. Variables are algebraic expressions. Factoring sum of two cubes, x cubed plus 3 is equals to x plus y times the quantity x squared minus xy plus y squared. Factoring difference of two cubes is x cubed minus y cubed is equals to x minus y times the quantity x squared plus xy plus y squared. If we think of the sum of two cubes as the cube of a first quantity plus the cube of the last quantity, we have the formula f cubed plus l cubed is equals to first term plus last term is equals to times the quantity f stands for the first term, so f squared minus f times first term times the last term plus last term squared. Paano yun? Parang anggulo. So let's try x cubed plus y cubed and then x cubed minus y cubed naman. Yun po yung mga questions natin eh. Example. Find the greatest common factor of each pair of monomials, 6a and 18ab. So what is the GCF? So 6a gives us 2 times 3. That is the factors of 6 and then times a. While 18ab, the factors of 18a is 2 times 3 times 3 times a times b. So 2 times 3 is 6 times 3 is 18. And then a and b. So ano ang GCF? GCF is 2 times 3 times a or 6 times a. That is our GCF. Ang GCF po ay kung ano yung magkaparehas sa kanila. So 6, since 6 and 18 have the same 6, and then parehas lang may A. So, ang GCF nila is 6A. Let's have another example. 14x and 10x squared. So, 14x, the factors ng 14x is 2 times 7 times x. And the factor of 10x squared is 2 times 5 times x times x. Dalawang x kasi x squared. So, ano magkaparehas sa kanila? So, magkaparehas silang may 2 and parehas silang may x. So, our GCF is 2x. Letter B. Factoring the sum of two cubes. Factor each completely. So, our problem is a cubed plus 64. So, para masagutan natin to, ang ginagawa ko is find the factor of 64. Doon tayo sa may number muna. So, what number would give us 64? So, 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. So, mag-isip po tayo ng number na kapag tinime sa sarili niya, 3 times will give us 64. So, hahanapin natin ang cube root ng 64. So, that is 4. Kailangan, saulado natin itong mga to. So, 1 cube is equals to 1, 2 cube is equals to 8, 3 cube is equals to 27, 4 cube is equals to 64, 5 cube is equals to 125, 6 cube is equals to 116, 7 cube is equals to 343, 8 cube is equals to 512, 9 cube is equals to 729, and 10 cube is equals to 1,000. Ano yan? 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Ganun po yan. Kaya po nagiging ganun ang mga sagot. Kailangan tanda natin yan para isang tinginan lang natin. Kaya gaya niyan, 64. Ano ang cube root ng 64? 4. Anong cube root ng 512? 8. Anong cube root ng 343? 7. Para mas madali ang pagkuha ng pagpa-factor ng sum of two cubes. So, a cube plus 4 cube, 64 can be written as 4 times 4 times 4, kaya po yung 64 is also the same as 4 cube. So, ang first term natin is a plus 4. Ang first term, last term is 4. So, that is a plus 4. And then, the square of the first term, a squared. Kabaliktaran, kung a plus 4, so positive, magiging negative. And then, multiply the first term and last term, so a times 4. And then, the square of the last term, that is 4 squared. Simplifying it, that gives us a plus 4 is equals to times the quantity a squared minus 4a plus 16. 4 times 4 is 16. Hindi po yan 4 times 2 ha. 4 times 4, that gives us 16. And a times 4 is 4a. Lagi mauuna ang number sa variable. Next example. Factoring the difference of two cubes. So, the same as kanina. So, 27c cubed minus d cubed, kailangan tandaan natin itong mga to. So, what is the cube root of 27? So, 27 is 3. So, that is 3c cubed minus d cubed is equals to, first term is 3c, last term is d. So, 3c minus d. So, the square of the first term, that is 3c squared, and then negative. So, magiging positive naman, kabaliktaran. So, 3c times d, or the first term times the last term, and then the square of the last term, that is d squared. Simplifying it, that gives us 3c minus d times the quantity 9c squared plus 3cd plus d squared. Next is the difference of two squares. If x and y are real numbers, variables, or algebraic expressions, then x squared minus y squared is equals to the quantity x plus y times the quantity x minus y. So let's have an example. So let's say we have 4x squared minus 25y squared and 9a squared minus 121. Para mas madali ito, kailangan, saulado naman natin to. 1 squared is equals to 1, 2 squared is equals to 4, 3 squared is equals to 9. Ano po yan? Yan yung 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 5 is 25, 6 times 6 is 36, 7 times 7 is 49, 8 times 8 is 64, and so on. Yan yung mga numbers na if we multiply to itself is yun ang sagot. Yun yung tinatawag na perfect square. So, 4x squared minus 25y squared. So, 4, ang square root ng 4 is 2. Kasi 2 times 2 is 4. Mag-isip kayo ng number na kapag tinime sa sarili niya, yun ang magiging sagot. So, 2x, and then 25, ang square root naman ng 25 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So, let's copy lang na 2x plus 5y, and then kabaliktara naman yung sign ng isa, 2x minus 5y. Yan din sa number 2. Square root of 9 is 3, and the square root of 121 is 11. So, copy natin yung 3a, and then minus 11, or plus 11, and then 3a minus 11. So, that is the difference of two squares. Factoring perfect square trinomials. Perfect square trinomials can come in two forms. The middle term is positive, wherein x squared plus 2xy plus y squared is equals to x plus y squared. And the middle term is negative, where x squared minus 2xy plus y squared is equals to x minus y squared. Paano yan? Let's have an example. 81a squared plus 54ab plus 9b. So, we can see that it is a perfect square trinomial if its first term and its last term are perfect square. Like 81. 81, the square root of 81 is 9. 9 times 9 is 81. And the square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So, that is a perfect square trinomial. Its middle term or yung gitnang term niya is positive 54. So, ang sagot natin dyan is 9a plus 3b square. Yun lang po yan. The same in number 2. 16m squared minus 8mn plus n squared. So, ang square root ng 16 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And the square root of n squared is n. n times n is n squared. Or yun yung may invisible na 1, so 1 times 1. Okay, so, ang factor natin dyan will be 4m minus n raised to 2. Yung middle term niya is negative, so negative din ang sign natin dyan. So, for your activity, try factoring the following. 9m squared and 12n, 12xy squared, and 20x squared y. Number 3 is 4x squared minus 36, 4a squared minus 289. Number 5 is m squared plus 12m plus 36. Number 6, 16a squared minus 24a plus 9. And number 7, 125 minus 8 cubed. Number 8, 8a cubed plus 343b cubed. Number 9, x squared plus x minus 20. And then number 10 is x squared minus 4x plus 4. Try answering sa numbers para mas ma-ready tayo. Lagi tayong masanay. Hindi yung practice makes perfect kasi. So, practice na ng practice para maging madali ang pagpa-factor ng polynomials. So, that's it. Thank you.